Hey everybody, and welcome to part 2 of module 6, which was creating and generating. So I'm going to click over here on module 6 to get started, and I'm going to go to part 2. And part 2 is under creating and generating, is focusing on universal design for learning. Universal design for learning is a really important concept that has to do with thinking about how you create and craft your lessons and learning experiences to help support all students and their learning. Universal design came out for learning came out of the idea of universal design, which is an architectural concept where you design the environment to meet the needs of all users. So the best example that you guys are probably familiar with are things called curb cuts. So that's that little dip at the end of a block or something on a sidewalk where you can more easily access the sidewalk. Those were originally built for people who were using wheelchairs, but if you think about it, those curb cuts are good for lots of other people as well, right? So people on a bike, although you're not supposed to ride on the sidewalk. But strollers, little kids who might have a hard time stepping up, or someone who has a walker, or different things like that. So doing that curb cut for one thing for people in wheelchairs actually ended up having a benefit for lots of different types of people and lots of different users. So that's the same idea for universal design for learning. We think about how we're going to design our lessons and our activities to try to meet the needs of learners who might have special needs. But in the end, it turns out that when we do that, we design really good lessons that are be able to be used by all learners. So that's the idea behind universal design, or you'll often see it as UDL. All right, so let's get started. In the first section, I'm going to have you research and learn about universal design for learning. So the first thing I want you to do is sign up right here. So you want to click on that link, and it's going to take you to this website. And what you're going to do is you're going to click here on sign in. I already have an account, so I'm going to go ahead and get myself logged in to show you what it looks like. And I want you to look at, specifically look at a couple of chapters, but I think all the chapters are really good, so you might want to look at more. But I want you to specifically look at chapter 3 on the variability of learners. And then I want you to look at chapter 4, which is on universal design for learning altogether. So you can click through the chapters and get a good idea of what UDL is all about. Next, I'm going to have you watch this video here on Principles and Practices for Universal Design for Learning. And then there's also other resources here on helping students or understanding better about UDL and UDL in practice. There's this website linked right here, and it takes you to CAST, which is one of the primary websites for looking at UDL, or Universal Design for Learning. I would suggest that you explore this site. It gives you a lot of information on the different principles and the different brain networks and stuff. That's stuff you're going to need to have and know for your presentation that you're going to create at the end of this module. The other thing is, on this site, there's this link here where it says go to the UDL guidelines. So if you click on that, it takes you to another website that also has a bunch of information on Universal Design for Learning. Some really good ways of kind of breaking everything down. And also, if you go to the implementation section, you'll see a link here on UDL examples and resources. And in your presentation, you're going to have to provide examples. So this is a really good place to go and get those examples. So if I click on UDL examples and resources, you'll see that there's all these different checkpoints which fits within the different principles of UDL. And if you click on any of those, what it will do is take you to a list of different websites or games or interactives or different things that all talk about how you can use them to apply towards one of the principles for those guidelines. All right, so pop back over to our module. So after you go through those resources, I have a section here on UDL and technology and how technology can really support the integration or the development of Universal Design for Learning lessons and support student learning. The next section is on Universal Design for Learning and assistive technologies in specific. So technology in general is great, but then there's also this branch of that technology called assistive technology. If you've ever worked with any students who have special needs, or they may be accessing things differently. They may have a word reader or a letter board, or they may have other ways of kind of accessing the information. A technology that's assistive is stuff that helps people with disabilities do the things that they need to do, such as screen readers and different things like that. So I want you to watch this particular video here and watch this video here. And then there's a bunch of resources down here at the bottom of the page that have a lot more information on assistive technology and Universal Design for Learning. Okay, so those are all the resources to help you get a grip on what UDL is and how it can be used in schools and to help support student learning. So this is what you're going to do. You're going to create a Google Slides presentation, and you're going to create this for other teachers. So that's your audience, is other teachers. And I want you to include in your presentation the information about the 3 principles in UDL and the 3 brain networks in UDL, and examples to illustrate those principles and those brain networks. So remember when I said there was that one site that you can get to from CAST, and I'll go back to it, and it's here, and these are examples. So these could be used as examples for any one of the principles. So this one's principle number 1. And so you can use any of those different ones. All right, here's the grading rubric. Whoops, sorry about that. The grading rubric, so make sure that you look over that. Once you're done with your presentation, I want you to share it with me and my Google address for CSUCI. And make sure that you have some interesting elements to your presentation. Don't just give me a set of bullet points regurgitating the information. Make it your own, tell your own story, design it in a way that shows me not only that you kind of got the materials, but that you really thought about making an interesting presentation for other teachers. All right, this is all going to be due on the 3rd, so we'll have an opportunity in class next time we meet to talk about any of these, but I wouldn't wait too long before going to start digging into the information presented. All right, I'll see you guys in a couple of weeks. Take care.